Okay, so I was watching YouTube just a little bit ago, and I saw an ad for a game that has got me super excited.
Yes! Yes!
So yes, as I said, I saw a trailer for a new Techland Dying Light piece of media, and at first I was watching it and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a new DLC. DLC 2 is here, we finally got DLC 2, but no. We have an all-new, standalone Dying Light game coming called Dying Light: The Beast. I am so excited. Not only do we see some brand new mechanics coming to the game, a brand new setting, but we also see the return of something huge from Dying Light 1. You know, what is it? Let's get into it in this video. I am so excited. Let's just get into everything. So what is that new that I keep talking about, huh? Well, Techland is actually giving us a brand new, standalone Dying Light sequel named Dying Light: The Beast. And from what we've seen so far, The Beast will be, as I said, a new game altogether, where we will be traveling to the new area of the Castor Woods as we get to return into the boots of the one and only legend, Kyle Crane. Right, that is just insane to me. They finally brought him back. Okay, so apparently, after the events of the first game, the volatile hybrid Kyle is actually kidnapped and held in a facility and experimented on. Then 13 years later, Kyle escapes, seeking revenge for his torture. With it being 13 years past, though, revenge takes a back seat as Kyle has to piece together everything, all the while dealing with his more volatile side. And, you know, that about sums up what we know story-wise so far. There is a bit more you can go check out over on the Dying Light website and the Steam page for The Beast, and you can go wishlist it. I wishlisted it as soon as I saw that trailer. I am so excited. But if you wanted to read a little more into it, you can go check those out. And as far as I know, the release date for the game, we also don't really know much there as well. But even though we don't have a solid date, at least we know that with The Beast originally starting development as a Dying Light 2 DLC, I would bet that it's not too far away. But I still think we have a little wait ahead of us. But with The Beast coming sooner than later, I also bet there's a lot of you asking the question, what about Dying Light 2? What about that Dying Light DLC 2? Well, I got all the answers to your questions right now. So, as I brushed past before, The Beast was actually planned and being developed as the big DLC number 2 for Dying Light 2. Though, at some point throughout the development, Techland figured the scope of everything was becoming too large and decided to go for a standalone release instead, kind of like that Black Flag spinoff I'm struggling to remember the name of. Both. There was 2, I think. And I'm sure there's a good few of you also wondering what happens with that DLC 2 for Dying Light, as with The Beast, the devs also announced the end of content and DLC being added into Dying Light 2. And with that, there have been a lot of people kind of upset about them having purchased the Ultimate Edition or Seasons Pass or whatever, and without a DLC 2, that means they won't receive the second expansion and have to buy The Beast too?
What did you say?
Do not fret. Techland has actually let us know that they have thought about that issue and have made it so that when The Beast is released, anyone that has the Ultimate Edition will get access to The Beast for free. And I definitely think that's a fair trade-off, a DLC for a whole other game that Techland is calling full length. So, even though we may no longer get anything new in Dying Light 2, we will have our hands on the technical next entry. And on top of that, The Beast should keep us busy until Techland's next giant new game comes. You can go check out a video I made on that. They're planning a giant new RPG game, so... But I'm still waiting on information in that game in general, so... Yeah, that seems to be the future fate of Dying Light 2. They're stopping DLC and content to the game, but they have also said that they are not quitting support. They've guaranteed us a 5 years of support and updates. It just won't be content updates and DLC. Then again, who knows, maybe they'll throw something our way, maybe throw us a little storyline or an update with, You know how they did the firearms update, maybe they'll do something like that in the future, but as it stands, they are currently done with Dying Light 2. It is sad, but it could only go on for so long, and now we get to see what they will do with Dying Light the Beast, as creating that into a standalone title does allow them to do maybe DLC for that game. Maybe they can do add-ons for that game, put a whole new story if people don't think it's long enough. I know people were saying, I know Techland said 18 plus hours, and people were upset about that time, but it's like, imagine if you got that as a DLC, whatever. But that is the future fate of Dying Light 2. So now, I'll just move on to how things are looking, seeming, just talk about the trailers and how the Beast actually looks like it will be. So as far as how everything looks and, sounds, graphically and gameplay wise, things are looking, like Dying Light 2. It was supposed to be a DLC, so I'm not surprised it's built in the same engine and everything. It's just too big to be a DLC. As I said, it's like the Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I think it's called Freedom's Cry. I don't know, but there's also Rogue. It's kind of like those. So expect it to be very, very similar to Dying Light 2, but in the end of the day, that's okay. Dying Light 2 has some amazing mechanics, and from the trailers, it does look like things are a little bit polished and looking a tad bit better. And then onto the new location we will be in. The Castor Woods is looking a little different than the usual setting. It looks like a lot of fun to explore. There's some areas that's like dark, creepy Alan Wake woods, but then there's also some areas that look like some towns. And reading the Steam page, it does explain that this is a very touristy area, so who knows, maybe we'll see a bunch of mom and pop shops, bunch of like gift shops and stuff. I don't know what it will be like, but from the trailers and the clips that we have seen, Castor Woods looks like it will be a lot of fun to explore. What I'm just wondering is how they will integrate the parkour, which is such a big staple of the franchise. Will we be climbing trees? Will there be there are a few areas with some towns and neighborhoods, so we'll probably be using the parkour there, but I'm just wondering how they'll integrate it differently, maybe climbing mountains. But the Castor Woods does look like a really different and extremely fun new place to explore. And I mentioned the parkour, quick movements, jumping around. Obviously, we're going to have that. It is, as I said, a staple of the franchise. But we also see firearms, which were not in Dying Light 2 due to the story. It's a story accuracy thing. Until the past update, yes, I know that firearms were added, but again, that all has to do with the story. In the Beast, though, in the trailers, we do see firearms, so we might see some new guns, we might see the same ones that were added into Dying Light 2. Who knows, maybe that's the reason that Dying Light 2 got guns. We could throw it in and add it as content for you get that. But we also see a bunch of melee weapons that you are used to from Dying Light 2. So get ready to blast and slice and all of that. And after the guts and gore update for Dying Light 2, I'm only expecting the Beast to have some great combat physics, some great looking gore, some great looking combat. But, as I always say, the game is not out yet, so we will just have to wait and see on that one. The last thing I'll bring up that we can see that just is awesome is, Kyle Crane, the return of Kyle Crane.
Yes!
That is one, very cool, but also kind of confusing because the story of Dying Light 2 heavily infers that Kyle Crane is dead, did not survive, but we finally get to see how he handled that volatile hybridness that we had never seen before. Even in Dying Light 2, we don't really see it that often. But Kyle, we get to see what's going on with him. That is awesome. I can't wait to see how everything's explained, who kidnapped him, who was doing the experiments, how he broke out, who we're fighting, I can ramble on about something we don't have for so long. So I think this video is long enough, and I'm just gonna wait till the Beast comes. Hopefully it's soon. As I said, we don't have any clue about the release date. But I will keep you all updated, and when it does drop, you know that you can come right back here to keep watching it. But this video is stretching on, so I think I'm just gonna wrap things up with some final thoughts. Now, if you're a fan of the channel, you probably do know that I really like the Dying Light games, both of them. I love the following. That DLC was pretty much a big enough game to be its own game. Techland just does a really good job. Dying Light's one of the best zombie games in general.
It's the best. I love it.
And it was crazy when I was watching the trailer. I got so excited. I was like, a new DLC. I've been waiting so long to actually play more. I don't want to just get guns and do 2 or 3 missions. I wanted a brand new story. And then when I saw standalone game, that made me so much more excited. I pulled out my notebook and started writing down some notes, doing some research. And of all the past Dying Light content I've done, I was excited for the guns, I was excited for the guts update. This is what I'm most excited for. I think I'm even more excited for the Beast than Techland's new RPG coming. I don't know, might be crazy, but we'll just have to see how it is. It might not even be that good, I might just be hyping it up, but I have faith in Techland to give us a great mini sequel. We will just have to wait and see when it comes. I've said that 50 times. So I think that means there's not much else to say, and I'll just wrap up here. But I do still want to hear all of your thoughts on the Beast, Dying Light, Techland, and this video in the comments now. Let me know whatever you're thinking. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, why not hit that like and throw a sub the channel's way to stay up to date on everything to come. And if you want to support more videos like this and get videos up to a day early, plus get your name at the end of future videos, why not check out a membership to the channel now by hitting that little join button below. And lastly, head over to BillyTheWhip on any music platform if you heard any music that you enjoyed and you want to check out more. Might not be the best, but it is yours truly. And with all that said and done, I thank you all for the amazing and immense support the channel has seen, and you all deserve the most fantastic day possible.
The flames growing, flow water is flowing, no paddle still rowing, can't reap without sowing, ain't no cut without mowing, ain't loaning no tricks, holding my hand until I'm